Just how great were the great train robbers?
Well, they weren't that great because they got caught.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got so caught. They got caught almost immediately.
Yeah.
And they got caught in very stupid ways. Do you know how they were caught? They went to this farm and played Monopoly using the stolen money as their Monopoly money. And then they cleared out and left their fingerprints over everything, over all the Monopoly set. And they were all, you know, they all had form. They were all, you know, known blaggers. So they were just rounded up, all 12 of the gang of 15. One was acquitted, 2 were never caught. They were pretty inept, is the answer, basically. Who's the most famous of the great train robbers, would you say?
Ronnie Biggs.
Ronnie Biggs.
Ronnie, you've also had Ronnie Biggs, yeah. And what was his role? Was he the mastermind? Is that why he's the best known?
No.
No, he was such a small peg in the whole thing.
Was he the driver?
No, he wasn't even that. He was inside. He was doing a stretch for taking and driving away. And the mastermind of the entire event met him and said, I'm planning this blag.
I'm planning a game of Monopoly.
Yeah,
He's just got to pick something up on the way.
Yeah,
It's my set, I've lost all the fake money. And the only way of replacing it I can think of is
I've run Waddingtons, they
Yeah.
didn't want to know. Get a new set, they said. Don't be ridiculous, I said.
Anyway, the mastermind was called Bruce Reynolds. And he said, if you can find me someone who can drive a train, a diesel train, I will cut you in on a big job that's going down.
You can I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, that's like... I mean, that's not like someone who can sort of melt diamonds with their eyes. Or something. Someone who can drive a diesel. Apparently they exist somewhere.
But the amazing thing, David Mitchell, is that Biggs found this guy whose nickname was Old Pete or Stan Agate. No one knows who he was because he was the one who was never caught.
Was that old Pete the train driver? I know.
Yeah. So his job... Right,
After
for this,
Casey Jones had turned him down.
Yeah. For this, for being found, Ronnie Biggs got a share worth 147,000, which in today's money is 1.6 million. And all he had to do, Ronnie Biggs, was get this guy, Old Pete, to the scene. But this Old Pete got to the train and said, oh, I don't know how to drive that. Ronnie Biggs still got his share, but Old Pete was useless. He couldn't drive a train. He'd been lying all the time.
I like the idea that old Pete's like those actors who put on their CV. Yes, I can horse ride. Oh, yes, I can drive a train. I speak Mandarin too. Train through China, no problem at all.
That's how he found him. He went through Spotlight. And the other, apparently, he was very well reviewed in Much Ado About Nothing last year.
And he's trained in modern dance.
Yeah.
That could come in handy. Well, the great train robbers weren't particularly great. Most of them were caught because they left fingerprints on the Monopoly set at the safe house.
You wake up, covered in orange paint, there's confetti everywhere, and you smell of smoke. What the heck happened?
That's Tuesday.
Now, can anybody spot whose face that is in the picture? We've photoshopped...
Carriad.
It's Carriad's face.
I do not recognise your own face. Yeah, I mean, no, so to be honest, as a man, sexily posing with spots all over his body and orange haze, I wasn't instantly sure it was me. Sandy, tell me, what is it?
They're all methods...
I would need to take more clothes off, but I'm not going to, because I like the picture.
Those are all methods of dealing with offenders. So anybody waking up with those has probably committed a crime, is the truth of it. Take the orange paintballs, they're for shop staff in Japan to throw at offenders. They're the size of a tennis ball, and they are known as Bohan Yukaraburu, anti-crime colour balls. And the idea, if somebody's committing a crime, you throw it at them, and then they are marked and easier to track.
You have to be good at throwing.
Well, this is the main problem with them,
you
OK?
might hit the wrong person.
Yeah, good.
So they are widely distributed, and under moments of stress, staff either tend to forget they've... The staff tend to forget they've got them.
No reflexes at all.
Carry out reflexes just to go back into the position.
So people forget they've got them, or they freeze, or they see that the robber is armed and think that paintball thing not going to go so well. They have signs in the shops they've got the orange paintballs, and that does seem to put some people off from robbing those shops.
That's what they do in Poundland. They have a picture of a policeman in the window, because if they put a picture of a policeman in the window, people shoplift less.
Do they?
Yeah.
So they could put a picture of the balls in the window. That's all they need.
Do you feel like you should say something, though, when you throw it? So you should be like, no.
You should be like, yeah,
bad.
stop.
Stop. Stop it.
Yeah.
Bad.
I quite like that with a Robert. Stop it.
Stop it.
I was on a train once and there were some boys who'd had sherry too many and they were being very vulgar and loud and frightening some people over on the other side. And I suddenly stood up and I went, that will do. They said sorry. Smoke machines used in some stores in the UK, and they set them off and it obscures the view of any stuff in the shop whatsoever.
And makes it like an 80s music video.
Yeah.
So we're really mad that you're robbing us, but...
Yeah. And confetti is another safety mechanism. When you fire a taser gun, apparently, it also releases a tiny amount of confetti.
Oh, how lovely.
You know. I just go, ow, nice.
Stop!
If you look in the middle picture, you can just see little bits, tiny colour bits of confetti.
Somebody literally thought, oh, I mean, it's so sad, let's jazz it up. And they get tasered.
It's supposed to deter people using tasers to commit crimes. In order to get a taser, you have to register it with the company, and then you get a specific number, and that number's on the confetti to make sure that, you know, bad people don't use them.
You know what they could have done instead? When I got married, people threw confetti, which was lovely, because it's like pretendy flowers. But some people threw rice, and I don't know if you know this, but rice really hurts. It's like being pelted with grit.
Why do doctors hit your knee with a hammer?
To test your reflexes.
Yeah.
That's correct. But what reflexes are they?
The reflexes are the...
It's because they don't like...
There's nerves that run from the thigh upwards to the...
head.
No. No, you would think that.
It's something to do... So the expression's like a knee-jerk response.
A knee-jerk reaction, yeah, a knee-jerk
Because it doesn't go to the brain.
Yeah,
it goes... It communicates amongst itself.
Well, it goes
somehow.
up to the spinal cord. It doesn't go all the way up to the brain at all.
Yeah.
So it is unmediated by the brain entirely. It is absolutely an
It only happens in two times. One is when you get hit on the knee with a little hammer like that, and the other is when you're asleep on a crowded train. It's only two times. And you never see a doctor rushing off with a little hammer.
Right. Anyway,
What if you did a murder with your reflex? If someone sort of attacked your knee and then reflex, you had a knife attached to a shoe or something, and you killed them, would you be able to say, but the reflex, it didn't go to my brain, it only went to the bottom of my spine, so I didn't really do it?
Yes.
I thought you're driving and you have an automated response. It's called like murder by automaton, but you don't go to prison. So if you sneeze, for instance, and then you run someone over... Someone sneezed!
Yeah. Talk about a reflex.
That means there's been a murder!
Has murdered someone.
Now they know they'll get away with it.
So if you walk into a room with a gun cocked, sneeze, it goes off, you kill someone, you're in the clear.
So if you want to kill your wife, what you do is you drive down to Dover, you get her right up against a cliff, and then you put your leg behind her and then get a doctor to tap the knee. There she goes.
And the doctor would go to prison.
That would act up.
The doctor would go to prison.
I think so.
What if he was sneezing as he tapped the knee?
The perfect crime.
Yeah.
Broadchurch Series 2.
I love this imaginary super compliant wife that you've found.
To be taken.
Just come all the way here and stand there. What are you doing here?
Why does the GP come with us?
We didn't even get her out of the house.
Isn't it a lovely view, my love? Stand still.
This is a human optogram. What does it prove?
I always thought optograms was that thing where they could look in your eye and see who had murdered you.
What now?
This is like before, like, DNA and stuff. And they were like, oh, no.
I think we always had DNA. It's really... But it's more like before we knew about it.
They could test it, yeah. So I'm a Victorian policeman. This woman's died. I know. We'll get her eyes out, have a look on the retina. The last thing she's seen, that'll be the killer.
Was that like a commonly held...
Well, it began in the 17th century, so there was a priest called Christopher Shiner, and he claimed he had seen the image of a flame on the retina of a frog that he had been dissecting. So then you get the development of photography, so that's about 1840s, and that seemed to provide a sort of theoretical basis for this notion. There was a German physiologist called Wilhelm Kuhn 1878, he immobilised a rabbit and forced it to look at a window for 3 minutes. Then he decapitated it, cut open the eye, and the next day he said that the retina dried and revealed an image of the window. That was the last thing that the rabbit had been staring at.
Right. So he was able... so he was able to reveal that he killed the rabbit. That's a bit of luck. I could have saved him a bit of time there.
1880, he decided to repeat this experiment with the head of a guillotined murderer, a man called Erhard Gustav Reif. And his left eye was dissected 10 minutes after he died. And the resulting optogram is that picture that we saw at the very beginning. And it has been suggested it's the blade of the guillotine. It seems very unlikely. He was blindfolded at the time.
The last bit of toast he had.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all we have is that sketch. We don't have the actual image. So this idea about optograms was taken up by fictional writers, so Jules Verne and some of the popular press, and it appears, because this was widely believed, that some killers took the precaution of taking their victims' eyes with them to make sure there was no
They seem really
photo.
principally to be concerned with her hat in that picture.
Yes.
Where's the hat? I think it's over there. I can't reach it.
Which country has the lowest age of consent in Europe?
Kazakhstan.
In Europe.
In Europe. Holland.
No.
Holland.
Not Holland.
Is it a H?
No, it's not.
Albania.
Well, there's... the person who runs it is a double H.
Oh. And Holiness.
Yes.
It's Holiness?
Yes.
The Vatican.
The Vatican City has the lowest age of consent. Age of 12 is the age of consent in Vatican City.
Gasp!
Yes, right. It's for peculiar reasons, yeah. It's because...
I think we know what the reasons are, Steve.
It's to do with the Lateran Treaty, in which Vatican City became a sort of sovereign state. So they elected to choose the laws of Italy from 1924, and it so happened that then Italy changed its consent from 12 to 16, and the Vatican didn't. They've never bothered to change it since. It also has the highest crime rate.
Yeah.
By a long way, it has the highest. What would you say its population is?
5.
800.
500 is the
500,
answer.
yes.
500. Well, there are 600 offences per year.
What sort of offences?
Yeah.
Is it just one family? One really bad family. You've got tyres out in the front.
It does mean
if you knock on the door, they knock you out.
That proportionally, per capita, it has the highest crime rate in the world.
A lot of 11-year-olds getting married.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, exactly, yeah. But it has the most helipads and TV stations per capita in the world as well. It's a strange place.
It's nuts.
Yep, the Vatican City has the lowest age of consent and the highest crime rate.
Sticky and well worth stealing.
A friggin' nice stick. I don't...
Wow!
But like a good stick, like the best stick you've ever seen.
OK, you said stick. I thought you said something else entirely.
Wow. You're not going to avoid... Stick.
Stick.
A stick.
Sorry,
Stick?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I'm having an identity crisis.
No, it's fine.
No, you said stick.
Friggin' nice
Did you say stick?
I agree that when my son, if we go for a walk, he finds the best sticks, and he will hold on to that stick to a point. My wife won't let them in the house, these sticks, because they've been outside. So he will leave it on the doorstep, and the next morning, when his stick is still there, it's like the PlayStation 5 has been delivered. It's like a box to a kitten, a stick to a kid.
Wait till you get him a toy.
I know.
There's a bloody forest out there. Help yourself, mate. It's like Toys R Us.
It's a weapon, it's a friend, it's a companion.
Exactly.
I love
Rose knows.
that.
Like a stick.
She knows.
OK.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what the question was. So sticky and worth stealing.
Jam.
Sort of. It's kind
I'm going to say Post-its, because you don't ever buy that kind of thing, do you? You just steal that from work.
From the office.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's the problem with the work I do. I never go to an office. Yeah, stationery stealing.
It'd be a good idea.
What's that?
For a website where you could buy some stuff, but there was a shoplifty corner.
That's such a good idea.
And if you avoided being detected by a couple of windows and you could get into the shoplifting room, you could nick a couple of things and get away with
That's such a... Let me write this down. I'm so sorry.
Because the fun of nicking something is gone at the moment, isn't it?
Have you
No one's
shoplifted?
nicked anything for ages.
I've never shoplifted in my entire life, though. Have you shoplifted?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't.
As
you
a schoolboy, it was an absolute rite of passage.
Oh, my God.
I remember I had friends who had an aquarium and they'd go in the pet shop and just get weeds out of the fish tank.
I stole a Kinder Egg when I was about 13. I felt so guilty that I actually took it back the next day and put it back on the...
Alice, have you shoplifted?
They should...
I think you know the answer to this. I'm
Alice.
such a goody two-shoes. I haven't. But
So the three women have not shoplifted. I'm just putting it out there.
Rose has committed many crimes.
I committed fraud. I've been to jail for fraud, but that's a clever one.
Were you the person at school who got other people to nick stuff for you?
100%.
We had people like that.
A real
Go
racket.
in there and get me something. Or if you don't, I'm going to beat the
Rose
crap
went
out of
straight
you.
for Ponzi scheme. $200 billion Ponzi.
100%.
OK, so we are going for something sticky, but it's something you could put on pancakes.
Oh, syrup.
Maple syrup?
Maple syrup. So, over several months, from 2011 to 2012, there was a group of thieves, and they stole 3,000 tonnes of maple syrup from Canada's global syrup reserves, aren't we? Who's not glad that those exist, right?
Oh, my God.
It became known, and I love this title, the Great Maple Syrup Heist.
Oh, good
I know.
Good name.
Does what it says on the tin.
What should we call it?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like there have been other heists, but they just stole a sachet or something.
no,
so
When does it become a heist?
When it's enormously valuable. This is the most valuable heist in the whole of Canadian history. So Canada produces 80% of the world's maple syrup. 90% of that comes from Quebec alone, and they have a strategic reserve of about 160,000 or more barrels, which are worth $1,800 each. OK, it's quite a lot of money. And this is controlled by a group called the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, the FPA.
Great bunch of lads.
I know,
Yeah.
such fun at parties.
They sound like a laugh.
And they keep control of the supply. And the reserve is only checked once a year. So the thieves went into the place, and what they did was they systematically removed some barrels, temporarily replaced them with empty ones, siphoned out the syrup, refilled them with water and replaced them. Perfect crime, OK? Because nobody knew until a syrup inspector, I mean, the job of dreams, I think.
Wow, isn't it?
A syrup inspector went and had a look, climbed on a stack of barrels and nearly fell because of the empty ones weren't strong enough to take his weight. And he raised the alarm, and in total 9,000 or more barrels had been emptied of maple syrup, worth $18 million.
Ring the alarm bell.
When is Guy Ritchie going to make that film?
I know.
I want to see Jason Statham doing a Canadian accent.
Floating in a tank of syrup.
How many crimes could you commit with one of these?
Lock picking? Do you think you could do lock picking?
No, it was to do with a German criminal so elusive that the German police spent 2 years hunting what was known as the Phantom of Heilbronn, also known as the woman without a face. So between 1993 and 2009, the Phantom of Heilbronn was held responsible for over 40 crimes. There were 6 homicides, there was a school break-in, there was a car dealership robbery, and her DNA was found continuously at the crime scene, and they could not work it out. There was a €300,000 bounty placed on her head. They even consulted fortune tellers and diviners trying to work out who this woman was, and the papers declared it the most mysterious serial crime of the past century. And they did 2 years of investigation only to find that this person did not exist. So, the DNA...
Was it somebody in the forensics team?
It was the factory making the cotton buds.
Oh, my God.
So they used to take DNA samples, the crime team, with the little cotton bud. They had been contaminated with the DNA of the women who actually made the cotton buds.
Amazing.
And the reason the Phantom had only done crimes in Bavaria, not in the surrounding region, is because they got their cotton swabs from somewhere else. The Bild newspaper ran the headline, "Are the heads of our police stuffed with cotton wool?" What I like about them is that the people who make them, they explicitly print, "Do not insert inside the ear canal."
It can cause a lot of damage.
Yes, but it's probably the only product whose main purpose is precisely the one they explicitly warn you.
Well, that's not what I put them.
Some awful DNA on that.
I had a radio program and this doctor was saying that people get addicted to putting them in their ears, and even when someone has had ear damage and it's affected them and you get more infections that way, they'll then go back to that patient and they'll be like, I'm doing it again.
But the fact is, am I right, Paul, you're not supposed to remove earwax. It's there for a purpose.
No, it can build up and cause conductive deafness, so you just got to be very careful with it. That's the point. And addiction to earbuds can
Can kill.
Well, tympanicide, I believe it's called, killing somebody by perforating their eardrum.
Yeah, yeah.
Tympanicide, that's...
I made it up.
No. I'm so gullible. Why might it be a bad idea to remove all the dead wood from the Houses of Parliament? So many answers, so little time.
Is it something to do with the gunpowder plot?
Yes, I think the gunpowder plot. I'm with Bridget.
No.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
It's later than the gunpowder plot.
Later.
Well, we are talking about 1834. Up until 1826, the Palace of Westminster kept all its financial records on something called tally sticks. So you had a stick and you split it in two when you issued a debt, and when the payment was made, the two sticks were tied back together again. Wow. But eventually, of course, paper records superseded the need for these, and now they'd got a lot of old wood, so they decided to get rid of it. The obvious idea was to burn it. So on the 16th of October, 1834, the clerk of the works, who's in various records called Mr. Wibbly or Mr. Woobley, he ordered 2 cartloads of these tally sticks to be burnt.
Mr. Wibbly Wobbly?
Mr. Wobbly Wobbly, yes.
Mr. Wibbly Wobbly, get rid of the sticks. Don't work with them, Mr. Wibbly Wobbly.
Rid of the sticks, you want?
It was just like that.
That's like Christopher Butterslip.
Yes. I've got a character act called Christopher Butterslip.
He drops everything, doesn't he, Christopher Butterslip?
Yes, he's got very slippery fingers, and his his catchphrase is "Whoopsie plops."
What's his job, Christopher Butterslip?
Oh, he's an auctioneer.
That's fantastic. This Ming vase.
Yeah.
So Mr. Wibbly Wobbly decided to burn 2 cartloads of these tally sticks in the basement staves at the Palace of Westminster, and the resulting fire burnt down both the House of Lords and the House of Commons.
What an idiot, Mr. Wibbly Wobbly.
Didn't feel good about it.
He should have known.
Yeah.
What have I done?
Who did you entrust this job to? Now, don't get angry. It better not have been Mr. Wibbly Wobbly.
So the chimneys had not been properly maintained. In those days, we're still talking about children going up chimneys, and they had cut footholds into them. There was a lot of residue, and the copper linings of the chimneys actually caught fire, and it spread eventually to the entire wooden interior of Parliament, and there was no fire brigade at the time. So everything was run by the insurance company. It took 5 hours for the fire boat to get to the House of Parliament because the tide was wrong. It was the largest fire since 1666. Turner painted several canvases of the disaster, and Constable, too, sketched it sitting in a hansom cab on Westminster Bridge.
Did they have to rebuild the whole shebang?
Yes, that's when we get the designs that we have today, with Charles Barry and Pugin.
Big Ben and everything?
Big Ben and everything, yeah. So
wow.
Well, apart from Westminster Hall was saved, so parts of it are 1,000 years old or more, and it only was saved because the wind changed.